Hey everybody, welcome to a super special news video because it's been confirmed we're getting a TRAILHUNTER version of the new Toyota 4Runner, and in this video we are talking about everything we know about the new 6th generation of 4Runner and talking about what's going to make this vehicle so special. Now look, we're less than a couple of days away from the full reveal of the new 4Runner. This is a reveal that's, I mean, it's in my opinion, upwards of 10 years in the making, because the 5th gen debuted 14 years ago, 2010. It's been updated since then, of course, but this new 6th generation is one of the most highly anticipated vehicles of the year. Now, Roman and Andre are live on location. They're about to get hands-on experience with the new 4Runner, but Toyota's been kind of leaking out some teasers, and now we've got some new stuff to work with, and we're going to talk about what we learned from this latest teaser. So let's get right into it. Now, here were our predictions that the new 4Runner is going to be very closely related to the Tacoma, more so than the current generation was to the 3rd gen Tacoma. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's going to be same platform, similar front-end design. Think like Tacoma with a topper on the back, and I still strongly believe that. And then, of course, some more additional trunk space. What this confirms in this teaser is that Toyota is serious about the off-road thing, as we knew they would be, but they're also serious about the overlanding thing. Now, to take a step back, we have seen a couple of teasers from Toyota. The first showing the tailgate with 4Runner spelled out across the back in large, bold letters like it's a Range Rover. I'm excited to see that for the next 40 years on the road. And then, of course, the rear window that goes down, an iconic 4Runner trait, which has been retained on this new generation. So all of that is really good stuff. We also saw this enormous screen in the image with the window going down, which I am maybe not as hot on. I'm getting a little tired of the tablet trend on the dash. It's a little overdone now, in my opinion. I'd like to return to some more buttons, but we're going to see tomorrow what that is really going to mean in terms of connectivity and usability. But the TRAILHUNTER thing is a big deal, and we actually see a couple of interesting things from this teaser. So first of all, the badge and the lettering. Now, this is in line with, once again, what we saw with the reveal of the new 4th gen Tacoma. So TRAILHUNTER badge is the same, right? TRAILHUNTER logo is the same. And what Toyota is doing is they're marketing the TRAILHUNTER as an overlander from the factory. So it's got all of the gear and the suspension lift and the ARB bumpers that you need to go really hit a long adventure. And the rock rails, which we'll talk about in a second. So if you look at like the Tacoma lineup, you've got your SR, your SR5s, your Limited, your kind of TRD Sports, your road-going Tacomas. And then you have TRD Off-Road and now TRD Pro. Off-road is still, in my opinion, the best value. It's still the one to get because you can get the sway bar disconnect in the locker, and you get the underbody protection, and you save a lot of money potentially over the Pro. It's always been the kind of the secret about the TRD Off-Road is it's a value choice over the Pro. And then the Pro, a little bit of an identity thing going on with the Pro. Like I kind of feel now it's like desert runnery, but still a little bit rock crawlery, but that's like the hardcore off-roader. And then TRAILHUNTER has a lot of that hardcore off-road stuff, but they add on some what they call optimized for overlanding. So the ARB steel rear bumper, high clearance front bumper, steel underbody protection, frame mounted rock rails. All of that's good. I mean, look, here's why I get a little confused, because that's all the same stuff you really want when you're rock crawling too. So like the line is blurred between overlander, rock crawler, desert runner. It all kind of mushes together. And then Old Man Emu suspension, 2.5-inch Ford monotube and external remote resis on this Tacoma. And to be honest, I expect all of that to transfer over to the 4Runner as well. So we know from this TRAILHUNTER picture, we're getting, once again, unique color, that kind of sage green that folks have come to love. That's coming to TRAILHUNTER. We also see the rock rail. Great news, right? To get an integrated, if it's like the Tacoma, probably frame-mounted rock rail. And then I'm also wondering if we're going to see the same kind of bronze wheel design on the TRAILHUNTER. Now, the thing I don't know is going to be the powertrain. So we are in strong belief that 4Runner, like Tacoma, is going away from 4-liter V6 back to Turbo 4. Love it or hate it. Believe it or not, but 4Runner sales are through the roof right now on the current generation. year over year. They are way up. So people are trying to get the last V6s, I think, while they can. Still some hesitation about the Turbo 4, even though I'm very excited about it. And then hybrid system, we don't know, but I think it's a good bet. It probably will get the hybrid system, much like the Tacoma. And I bet it's also going to be hybrid only on the top spec TrailHunter and TRD Pro. Those are my predictions on this vehicle. The fact of the matter is these are going to be expensive vehicles. What I'm a little bit confused about is, look, Land Cruiser now, 250 series, starting in the mid to high 50s. Realistically, it's going to be 60s. And I was pretty convinced that 4Runner was going to go like 35 to 55. But if we do see a hybrid-only TrailHunter with ARB stuff and rock rails and bronze wheels, I mean, I don't think we're going to touch that for under 60. So kind of curious about the overlap between Land Cruiser and 4Runner. Because in my mind, the Land Cruiser is the overlanding option. A little bit more space, full-time four-wheel drive system with the center-mounted differential, full-time four-wheel drive, which is awesome. Hybrid only, right? This is all the same stuff we're going to see on the 4Runner most likely in the TrailHunter trim. So how are they going to differentiate? Because I have spent some time with the 250 series, and it is not a luxurious vehicle in the 1958 trim. That Land Cruiser is very basic. So they're not going to differentiate in luxury on the low end, maybe on the high end, but then you run into the GX problem. A little bit of a pickle going on there. I'm really not sure the direction that Toyota is going to go in with the 4Runner. Now, I was hoping, to be honest with you, that we'd see a removable top. I know that was a stretch, but a rear portion that comes off like we saw in the first gen. But based on the pictures, that hasn't materialized. Fair enough. But the Toyota Lexus four-wheel drive off-road SUV lineup is a crowded space. Good crowded. I'm all about it. But between now the Land Cruiser, the GX, the LX on the top end, and now the 4Runner, and then on the low end, you even have like the RAV4 Tier D off-road. Where is the 4Runner TrailHunter going to fit in? I mean, we're going to see some overlap in prices almost certainly at this point. I don't see how we couldn't. I do think it's kind of cool how on the Tacoma, they went very Aussie-based with their approach. Old Man Emu, it's a very popular suspension setup in Australia. The ARB thing, same thing, right? Australians are very experienced in four-wheel drive and long-distance travel because they just have a ton of space. So I think that's very cool. I think it's going to be very expensive, and I still don't know how it's going to differentiate from Land Cruiser, especially because Land Cruiser has standard rear diff lock, 6,000-pound towing, right? That seems to be the natural overlander. And then we don't get the 300 series full-on Land Cruiser in the States that they get in places like Australia. But look, overall, more choices are always exciting. I do believe April 9th, late tomorrow night, is going to be reveal time for this new 6th generation Tacoma. We're really excited about it. We're working pretty closely with our friends over at the 4Runner 6G forums. So we're going to kind of keep you in the loop, and then those folks are going to be the place to go for, you know, the enthusiast nitty-gritty, go into the forums, talk to folks. Yeah, folks, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Love to hear your opinion. Just want to give this one last teaser before reveal day. You guys have been with us doing these teasers for a long time, so thank you to everyone watching, and we'll see you tomorrow over at TFL Car, alltfl.com if you want to find all the stuff in one spot. Yeah, it's going to be a big day. Definitely we're going to watch this space, as the YouTubers say. Watch this space. We'll see you next time.